Today we're going to be looking at another car added in the Progen family in GTA 5. So Progen has a handful of cars in Grand Theft Auto 5. It's actually a new vehicle brand to GTA 5. It's never been featured in past GTA games. So the first car we're looking at today is the GP1, which is based off of the McLaren F1. This car came out in Cunning Stunt Special Vehicle Circuit. It actually has a lot of customization for a supercar. It just doesn't really stack up all that well performance-wise. Kind of makes me question if this would have been better as like a super classic, even though that's not even a category. I feel like it would have fit a little bit better there. After that, we have the Italy GTB, which is based off of the McLaren 570S and a little bit off of the McLaren P14. This is added in the import-export update. One of my favorite vehicles in the game. It's simple. It has actually pretty good customization for a non-Benny's vehicle. And then that brings us to the custom variant of it, Italy GTB Custom, which is also added in import-export, and that is based off of the McLaren 650S GT3. Now, this vehicle is awesome, has tons of upgrades that can be done inside of Benny's shop, spoilers, liveries, interior mods. I mean, you name it, this car has almost every single upgrade imaginable in the game. It's a really great vehicle. Then we have the classic, the original Progen, the T20, which is based off of the McLaren P1 and was added in Ill-Gotten Gains Part 2. So this is a retro one, if you guys can say that. It was out in 2015. This car is amazing. It always has a special place in my heart. Got that nice retractable spoiler. So that's the T20 right there. The final vehicle is the Tyrus, which is based off of the McLaren F1 GTR and also a little bit of the Celine S7. And this was added in Cunning Stunts. And this one is a pretty cool car, more of like a race car style vehicle. Got some nice liveries on there too. However, the vehicle we're going to be checking out today is, I believe, a badder version of the T20, and that is the Progen GT20. So you're sort of getting an upgraded version of the T20. So let's talk about right off the bat what makes this vehicle different than the regular T20. Well, you can see it's a little bit beefier in its design. You can see it's got that big fixed spoiler wing on the back. The engine bay is also covered. You have the scoop on the roof of the car. You have this big diffuser on the back. You have a massive front splitter with the racing canards and the tow hook on the front. You can also see the door sills are carbon fiber. The mirrors are no longer carbon fiber. And you can also see the roof is no longer carbon fiber either. So you've definitely got a lot more options here than the regular T20 that make it a little bit different. Now, the interior is exactly the same, but once again, this is the GT20, not the regular T20, so you're sort of getting a more beefed up version, and that's what we're going to be looking at today. Also, if we look at the back of the car, I feel like the exhaust is in a way better location. You can almost see, I guess, fans where like the engine is supposed to be. You have upgraded taillights. It's a really, really cool car. And obviously, you've got that massive diffuser on the back. However, we haven't even talked about my favorite part of this vehicle, and we're actually going to have to go inside of the Los Santos Custom Shop in order to check that out. So once you get into the Los Santos Custom Shop, you'll notice that it's very similar to the T20 in terms of its customization. We can actually modify the hood, vented or double vented, although for this design, I actually changed my mind and I go back to stock hood at the end. You'll see why in a little bit. You can upgrade the license plate. However, the best part here is the paint scheme. So you guys know how yesterday we talked about the Adder Sport, how its paint scheme got a huge update. Well, same with the GT20. It got a massive upgrade in terms of its paint scheme. So you can see the primary color here essentially impacts the entire exterior of the car, minus the stripe that goes along the back, hood, and roof, and the mirrors. So your secondary color is going to give you a really cool effect, sort of accenting the car. So because of that, I wanted to go for sort of a neutral primary color. So I went with this bright silver. And then for the secondary color, I ended up going with this super bright blue. I think I will end up going with ultra blue, which looks really good. You get that nice bright pop of color on the roof scoop, the hood, the roof, and the mirrors, which is really cool. Now, because it also impacts the hood as well, I went back to the stock hood. You can also change up the transmission. You can actually change the skirt. You can put shark fin skirts on there, which they will turn blue too, or I guess the color, the secondary color. So that ended up looking awesome. And then what I did is ended up just changing the wheels. There's a little bit of carbon fiber on this car, the racing canards, the door sills, those are carbon fiber. So I went with carbon fiber rims, and I put a bright blue accent on there too. And this was my final product right here. Just a very neutral primary color, bright secondary color, and bright accents like on the wheels. So overall, I think this is awesome. And honestly, I feel like this should be like the Benny's version of the T20. This is one of those cars that I've been calling to get a Benny's upgrade for so long, the T20. It would be a really cool supercar upgrade. And this sort of goes back to that quality of life feature I was talking about the other day, how if Rockstar came back and, allowed you to remodify a lot of the existing older cars in the game. I feel like the T20 should be one of those, and I feel like it should be included in Benny's to create the G20. Or the GT20. It's kind of hard to say when you say it that way, but either way, this car and this vehicle turned out awesome. You give up the retractable spoiler and you put that fixed wing on there. You get more of a racing vibe with the diffuser on the back, the splitter on the front. You cover up the engine, you add a little bit more customization. I'm sure Rockstar could implement livery designs on here too. And once again, if you guys want to add this into your game for yourself, I will leave a link in the description so you can check it out and you can add this to your game as well. But this vehicle is amazing. The T20 base is one of my favorite cars of all time because the McLaren P1 is one of my favorite cars of all time. And having sort of a GTR version of the T20 would be absolutely amazing. So I'd love to see this vehicle added in the game. Would you guys like to see this vehicle? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. This is the Progen G20. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. Well, all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.